If you are new to the channel, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Godfather of Cinema, movie reviews and more. Give this video review of Michael Mann's 2004 neo-noir action thriller Collateral a thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit the bell notification for new videos that I'll be putting out. Taxi cab driver Max DeRocha loves the night and driving the night shift in Los Angeles, California. Less stress.
We're in plan B.
Traffic.
Still breathing?
And better tips. He takes dozens of vacations a day in his head.
Maldives Island.
An oasis with palm trees ringed with white sand and green crystal clear water on the postcard on his sun visor. He gives this standard story to a beautiful woman carrying an expensive briefcase. Her name is Annie and she works for the U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California. She is frazzled about a big drug case coming up.
You need a vacation.
But Max gives her the island on the postcard on his sun visor, turns on some soft music to calm her down, and she does, and gives him her card when he drops her off, just in case.
I don't know.
Driving a cab is temporary and he plans on starting his own company, an island on wheels, but for now he is just driving part-time with zero benefits, no sick leave, no retirement, no health care. But it's only temporary, he keeps telling himself, and besides, he loves driving the night shift in Los Angeles because there's less stress, less traffic, and better tips, and he plans on starting his own company, an island on wheels. The cab is just part-time, a way to pay the bills, even though nothing's changed in the past 12 years, and the last thing his life needs is change and trouble, but he gets exactly this when a walk-up named Vincent offers him an easy $600. He is in town overnight to wrap up a real estate deal and has to make 5 stops to collect signatures. Easy and safe money for Max, who drops Vincent off at 452 South Union Street, where a man flies out of a window and drops on top of his cab.
Bullets in the fall killed him.
Vincent is a hitman working for a drug dealer, and Max is Vincent's driver for the night, and Annie, the beautiful lawyer who left her card with Max, is last on Vincent's hit list. Max may not be ready to start his limo company, but before the night is over, he will have to make a life-changing decision whether he is ready to or not.
Tell me a dead guy. Grab his hands.
I was a cab driver myself like Max in this film way before anyone even thought of an Uber or a Lyft. I drove a shift cab 12 hours a night like Max. I like driving nights because the people seem more relaxed, less traffic, and you got bigger tips, especially if you kept your cab clean like I did. I knew the streets.
East to the 110, that's fast.
The fastest routes, and I could calculate in my head how long it took to get anywhere in the city. I became a people expert.
Pinstripe suit, elegant, not too flashy.
From having thousands of conversations over the years with people from all walks of life, lost out on many opportunities that I never acted on.
Did you get a date with her?
That I wish I would have acted on, and I know how it feels to be on a cab stand all night and the relief of finally getting a decent trip, mostly to get my mind off the years I'd wasted driving a cab. I had plans and a dream.
Island limos.
That I kept putting off for one reason or another. I needed time to do this. I was piecing things together, and once I got it all together, I was going to start my own business like Max.
So I do this part-time.
A cab is always a temporary hustle until you wake up 12 years later and you're still driving the same cab. In Collateral, Max has a chance encounter with change and Vincent.
Max, I'm Vincent.
Who moves around a lot, doesn't put things off, and doesn't play it safe. Max becomes Vincent's unwilling accomplice in a string of overnight murders. Vincent is a hitman and a metaphor for change, and Max is out of excuses and his comfort zone. The two things that have held him back all his life, and faces a life and death decision to either change everything now or die if he doesn't. Because tomorrow is promised to no one, and that's Collateral in a nutshell.
Improvise, adapt to the environment.
Respectively, among Tom Cruise's and Jamie Foxx's best movies. When I first saw Collateral in 2004, I was surprised by how well Tom Cruise, normally cast as the hero or good guy in all of his films up to that point, came off playing a villain, but a likable villain, in much the same way that Neil McCauley is a likable villain in Michael Mann's classic 1995 film Heat.
Look at me.
Vincent's likability comes through the conversations he has with Max, his questions,
Look in the mirror.
and also his gripe about how cold and disconnected people are in LA despite having a population of 17 million people.
Sprawled out, disconnected.
That no one knows each other in LA, and yet he is a hitman there to kill 5 people he does not know for a drug dealer he does not know.
What did he do to you?
Nothing, I only met him tonight.
And from this you get the key to what makes Vincent likable, that as cold and heartless a killer as he is, it would be just as easy for him to kill Max.
And why did you kill me?
After all, he's just another anonymous cab driver in a city of 17 million anonymous people, but he isn't anonymous. To Vincent,
Like jazz?
Max is a person, and this is not only the key to Vincent's likability, but to the chemistry between his character and Max, who sits at the opposite extreme of Vincent's worldview.
Okay, if it makes you feel any better, he was a criminal.
And speaking of Max, as a former cabbie myself, I can attest to the film's realism of what driving a cab is like, in that you can get a passenger like Annie and the next passenger could be somebody completely different like Vincent.
Like jazz?
Another thing this film gets right about being a cab driver is the isolation, the big plans that you never follow through on, and how you start feeling trapped after a while.
Fuck are you still doing driving a cab?
Jamie Foxx nails everything about what it's like emotionally to drive a cab in this movie. Jada Pinkett-Smith is also great in her role as U.S. Assistant Criminal Attorney Annie Farrell. The cab ride at the beginning of the film with Max is her best scene. You can see that she may be intrigued and maybe a little turned on by the conversation, but you can also sense Max holding back due to his insecurity about their class differences. Great scene. Having not seen Collateral in a while, I was surprised by the quality cast of actors who were not as well known then as they are now, like Mark Ruffalo as undercover narcotics detective Ray Fanning, Javier Bardem as drug lord Felix Reyes-Torrena, and Peter Berg as Detective Richard Weidner. Australian writer Stuart Beattie got the original idea that would eventually become Collateral during a cab ride as a 17-year-old, in which he visualized a cab driver having a nonchalant conversation with a homicidal maniac. Did you know that Adam Sandler and Robert De Niro were initially considered for Max's role before Michael Mann chose Fox for the role? Mann, who directed Fox 3 years earlier in his 2001 biographical sports drama Ali, said that Fox got his attention from the comedy sketches that he did on the 90s show In Living Color. Finally, I think that Collateral is one of Michael Mann's best films, though not on the scale of his 1995 film Heat. Tom Cruise's Vincent is as good a villain as Robert De Niro's Neil McCauley is in Heat.
Look at me.
So let me know what you think about Collateral in the comments below, if you agree or disagree with my review, and be sure to subscribe to the Godfather of Cinema for more movie reviews. Thanks.